Hi and welcome to Scott's Inverts. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscription button for me. Really does help the channel out a lot. Now today's video, we are looking at the Tarantula room rehousing tubes. And in my opinion, an absolute game changer. No more do we need to be like looking around for a catch cup or what can we use as a catch cup. We have the catch cup tubes. Now we'll put their link downstairs in the description. Now, you've probably seen me kind of temporarily or partially using these in rehousing videos. So this video, we're going to take a closer look at these three Tarantula room rehousing tubes. So let's take a quick look at these Tarantula room catch tubes before we go into the actual operation. So there's three sizes. They also do a round version as well, which is a little bit better suited for getting inside court bark. Small one, a medium one, and a large catch cup tube. Obviously I've got all three. I've also got the large round one as well. They come like this, so they don't look clear, and the reason for that is if you pop the two ends off, they actually got a protective it's like a cellophane type material to protect the actual tube itself. You take that off, and then you'll find one on the inside as well, and just go in. The one on the inside comes out really easy. I did have a little bit of trouble with the one on the outside, but perseverance and all that, and when you finally get to rip it off, it is actually quite satisfying, to be honest. Just pop those cap ends just back on just for 1 second, and I'll get the tape measure and we'll measure these so you guys can see for yourself the size of them. So the small one there is around 8 inches long by 2 inches across. The medium one is 10 inches, and I think we're picking up around 2.25 inch on the width. And then the big one, if I can get it right, is almost 12 inches long. It's almost a foot long. And when we look across the width, we are looking at just over 2 3/4, which is about big enough for the majority of spiders, if not all of them out there. And the small one, again, absolutely perfectly suited for slings, small juveniles. The medium one, juveniles, larger juveniles, and the large one, subadults and adults. Now these black caps at the end of the tubes actually pop off, and we're left with what is a clear catch cup tube. Now on the ends of these, you'll see some little bits of mesh. What I do myself is I just pop these out. So the mesh on the inside is hot glue gunned in place. I spin it around and I get a little screwdriver and apply a little bit of pressure, just making sure my fingers are completely clear from the other side. And then you go in on one corner with the screwdriver and just flick it and it comes straight off. Now the reason for this, I'll just show you in just 1 second. So we take that off and we're left with that little hole there. It goes back on top of the catch tube. And if you imagine your paintbrush to manipulate your spider, being able to go in there and move your spider back down the tube and into the new enclosure. So I do that on both ends. So imagine this is a spider. I'm not going to disturb any more spiders. None of them are due for a rehouse, and I'm not digging them up just for the sake of a video. So what we do is we touch the back of that spider, back of the spider's legs with a paintbrush, and it will move forward and hopefully go straight in our catch tube like that. And while it's in there, we can do a visual health check, have a look, double check it to make sure it's got no mites or anything like that. If it's a new spider, making sure it's got no nematodes. If it's a burrowing species, we can put it over the hole and actually get a pair of tongs and push down into the substrate. Be very careful and just manipulate that spider out of the ground and up into the catch cup, making it almost as safe as possible for us. Now, if you do rehouse using these and you get bit or anything goes wrong, that is 100% on yourselves. But I am going forward definitely going to be using these catch cups. I have been using them for a little while and I absolutely love them. Now imagine these two items are actually court bark. So we've got an arboreal species, and the first option is to absolutely cover the whole piece of the court bark. Put the brush in from the bottom of the court bark, play around, make it a little bit more uncomfortable for the spider so it comes out the top of the cork bark and into the tube. Now the second option is the cork bark's a bit of a big one, so we can actually position the catch tube inside of the cork bark, and again we go in and manipulate that spider to come up into the catch tube, and then we put the cap on the end of it. And again, when it's in that catch tube, what that enables us to do is to give it a visual house check, make sure again there's no nematodes, spider mites or anything going wrong with our spider. Then we'll just get rid of the pretend spider. And but yeah, absolutely awesome pieces of kit. So if your spider's in there and we need to rehouse and it's a terrestrial, we're going to aim that down towards the ground. We're going to go into that hole with the paintbrush and just slowly tickle the backs of the legs until the spider comes out the other end. Keeping the back end as high as possible if it's a terrestrial, because then we've got more chance of being able to pull it out and everything being completely fine. Now we can try and get the spider to go back into a piece of cork bark by putting it back inside the cork bark. What I've found is sometimes they do come out and they come back up the actual catch tube. Please be mindful of that. So what I do is try and aim it going upwards instead, and aim it up onto the actual cork bark itself. That way, an arboreal species, they want to go high, so they'll come up and out of the catch tube and then carry on climbing up that cork bark as well. I know with top opening enclosures it's going to be very difficult, but you'll find your own way and should be able to sort it out pretty well. Now what Tarantula Room does is basically leaves no holes in the actual see-through plastic part, so that gives a good area for customization, because you might want a couple of holes along here, or you might want maybe one in the middle or one at each end, just to help get that paintbrush in to move the spider up and down. And you can do that using a soldering iron if you want to. If you get a long enough paintbrush that goes from one end to the other, you don't need to actually put additional holes going down the sides of the catch tube. You can just literally go in from either end. Now if there's anything else that you need to know about these, message me personally, or if you want to see them actually in full use with spiders in my next rehouse video, let me know down in those comments. But I think these are an absolute game changer. Boom! Tarantula Room rehousing tubes, an absolute godsend. I think they're an absolute, they're certainly a game changer for me and my hobby. You've seen me using them in videos, and now we've had a bit of better look close up and personal. If you guys again want to see me actually rehouse a spider in full using those, let me know, and in a future rehousing video or care video we can go over that process in full for old world terrestrials, fossorials, arboreals and new worlds as well, because new worlds, most of those are a little bit more docile. The older worlds do move a lot faster, so we do have to be very mindful. And as well as using the tubes, I also highly suggest you still keep catch cups either side of your enclosure, as you would if you were just rehousing as you normally would do. But yeah, I think they're an absolute game changer. If you've been using them, let me know the pros and the cons down in the comments. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and as always, we shall see you again on the next one. If you've not answered, we've got some more